Hey guys, so it's bringing you another video, and welcome back to another Challenger Spectate. Today we're watching, I think, within the top 10 Challenger players on EU West, a RYZE player. Now, the reason why I want to do RYZE is I've heard many different things, that RYZE is stupidly weak, RYZE is really strong. Well, let's watch and just see how he is. I will say as well, just before we get into the commentary, I know some people will probably be telling me off, but I am recording this after I unfortunately had a hospital visit yesterday. I finished my stream, was feeling a bit weird. Obviously, I do have some health issues, and I started coughing up quite a lot of blood. It has happened in the past, but this is more than it ever has been. So yeah, called, you know, a advice health thing here in the UK, and they were like, yep, we want to see you right now. So I had to go, and yeah, I did all that. Taken today off from streaming, just to kind of have a more restful day, but because I'm crazy and I needed a second video for today, hence I'm recording now. So again, you can never say I don't care about my YouTube channel. I really do. But I feel okay. Just feeling a little bit tired. But overall, I'm okay. And hopefully this obviously will prompt the next steps to finally getting everything fixed. That it does seem surgery is potentially what I need to fix this, because the medication just isn't doing enough. But anyway, RYZE versus Zilean. So it's a bit weird, I will say, to see Zilean in mid lane in Challenger. I don't know if this is like some type of Zilean main. I could try to look it up if we wanted to have a little look-see. But RYZE obviously starting E is obviously the common thing. It gives him decent wave clear. Not actually bad poke as well. And you can also see one thing that I like is look at the pressure that this RYZE has over the Zilean in terms of, yes, he's using his E, but he's also using like every auto attack possible. Look at the Zilean's farm. Like, there's quite a big difference between these two champions right now. And again, RYZE is, let's be honest, not a late game bull, not an early game lane bully, is he? Meanwhile, bot lane get first blood with Lulu. Still the dominant support, I would say, is Lulu, by the way. She's just so good. Like, her own kit is good, and she buffs and helps AD carries, who are also in a pretty strong position. So if you can ever play Lulu and you don't mind playing the champion as a support, I would say play Lulu. But anyway, Zilean trying to kind of do a little bit of counter farming, and that's one thing worth knowing when you look at Zilean's farm. There could be sometimes big discrepancies, but then suddenly Zilean's farm will spike, because every wave, he's just kind of waiting for a bomb to finish like 3 or 4 minions at the same time. So that is worth knowing. Runes, by the way, are Phase Rush. So we've got Phase Rush, a Mana Flow Band, Transcendence with Water Walking. So Water Walking, kind of interesting. Does show maybe this guy is looking to do some roaming in the river. Then obviously we have Taste of Blood, Ravenous Hunter, so you're getting that sustain. And also then Ability Haste, so the cooldown reduction, Ability Power, and then Magic Resist. So what I will also do is, while nothing crazy seems to be going on right now, in before something crazy happens, I will find the Zilean's profile. And you can see a lot of spam pinging just to let everyone know Zilean was here. But he gets spots, obviously, by the vision of the Scuttle Crab. But let's have a little look at the Zilean's profile. So again, big trade for RYZE. Absolutely demolishes it, which is always nice. Because some people are like, oh, is it maybe a support main? And that's why they're playing Zilean mid. Let's have a look. Alright, here we go. So, just to say, the player that we're watching is currently 1252 LP. Meanwhile, Zilean actually gets killed, by the way, from the Xin. It does use flash for it, but that is great. And RYZE got an assist. And yes, he's going to teleport, so he's not going to lose too much XP or anything like that. But he's going to lose a little bit. Xin is fighting the Nocturne, and remember, Xin already used flash, so he's in trouble and is going to get killed. Maybe it was a little bit cocky to be basing in the enemy's territory. Worth knowing. But yeah, so 1250 LP. You'll never guess what his two most played champions are. This guy, oh, it's a Carly and Silas. Oh, I'm so shocked. No, I'm not. But then the guy that there's the Zilean, let's see, is a Zilean one-trick. A Challenger Zilean one-trick player. So there we go. It's 946 LP, but that's in the same, obviously, bracket of ranking. You're both in Challenger. And literally is a pure one-trick. 355 games of Zilean this season with a 58% win rate. Absolutely fantastic. Next champion, 13 games, so obviously a lot less. 13 games of Riven with a 38% win rate and a negative KD. Then Cho'Gath, 7 games, 42% win rate. So this is the the ultimate version of a one trick, is playing one thing and is bad at everything else. In, the most respectful way possible. Oh, lovely flash by RYZE. Does get the kill with the auto attack. That was a super good flash. Dodges the stun. Wow, that was lovely. He's going to wave clear it, I presume, as quick as he can. Nocturne was looking to maybe come over and get a cheeky kill. And that will probably be that, unless the WE can land for the Xin. Does land it. E up. Goes for it. Again, the really amazing... Oh, doesn't get the kill nearly. The nice update that they obviously gave... Xin is a melee, very melee-centric champion, has a really large engage now. But yeah, this dude is like a proper one-trick, and he is just because somebody like, is he a mid? Okay, so he plays mid or top lane Zilean, and I'm not kidding. 183 games in mid, 160 games in top, and both have a 56% win rate per role. His highest win rate is actually in AD carry. 26 games in AD carry, I presume still playing Zilean, by the way. 69% win rate. It's probably because people get freaked out about it. And then he's got 21 games as support, 52% win rate. So he's positive win rates on everything. But it's weird to me that, this guy is a pure one-trick Zilean and his weakest win rate is support, which is what everybody plays Zilean as. So it does show, I've always said, it's not really about the champion. And, when people go, oh, Huz, should I play this champion to climb? Should I not play? Again, it's why you can't answer that question, because it's not really about the champion. A Zilean mid/top main is in the 950 LP in Challenger. Zilean ain't that good. We all can agree probably to that. It's more the player with the champion that's more important. So the question you always should be asking yourself, instead of asking a creator, should I play this champion, Huzzy? It should be, ask yourself, are you good with that champion? That's the be and end all. Zilean isn't meta. It's not like, oh, he's pickle ban, that's why he's in Challenger. No. Like, the dude's just really good with Zilean, obviously. Alright, Cannon Minion. They'll probably want to try and get this Cannon Minion not taken by the Zil, but it's going to be hard. Yeah, he just double bombs it and he will pick it up. And obviously Infernal Dragon up, by the way. Which, yeah, they might be looking for a dive in bot lane and then kill these and... then go for it. RYZE ults, by the way, down. Thresh hook misses. And they get one. Thresh going aggressive because that's all he can do. And it actually worked. So well done to him. The sloppy play by the Ezreal, not flashing or like avoiding the damage. So Ezreal probably should have been a little bit more attentive to that. But that will be that. They do kill the Jace. And I like Jace. Obviously, I used that champion to get Master a couple of years ago. And, there's the nice Challenger base, by the way. For Challenger, your base is different. It's gold. But, yeah, I like Jace. I just haven't felt like... literally what have I been saying this whole season? I think people would probably be able to guess. Don't play early game champs. Like, I just really don't think there's much reason for it. And Jace is inherently kind of more an early to mid game champ than a late game champ. He is a lane bully. And I just feel the window for lane bullies has shrunken so much that before you know it, this Jace could really struggle against a Kled, even though it's a range versus melee matchup technically. So it's what's kind of turned me off, unfortunately, playing Jace, even though mechanically I like playing the champ. And some people might go, oh, Huz, literally what you just said, it doesn't matter about the champion per se, it matters about the player on the champ. True, but I also don't like putting myself at a logical disadvantage. When I myself am not massively into early game champs because that I felt the window is close to them, I myself get turned off from even playing the champion in the first place, even though I know mechanically I'm good at the champ. So yeah, that is but in essence why. Alright, so Scuttle's going down, so good objective control so far for the thingy. Teleport from RYZE, so clearly, the RYZE, remember, he did take water walking. The Ezreal was actually giving that kill over, which is nice. Flash comes through, does take the damage, doesn't have Flash to get away. RYZE has got very high movement speed, remember, got water walking, but will not catch enough. Zilean was waiting in a bush. I will say, I will give props to this Zilean. I have no idea how someone can get high Challenger with Zilean mid. Like, I don't. Like, that is impressive. Like, even though I'm not a fan of one tricks or whatever, that is impressive. Zilean I wouldn't even rate in my top... Hell, probably not even top 50 champions within League of Legends. Maybe not even top 100. And this dude is 950 LP, a rating I'll never get to. And he plays Zilean. So, you got to give props where props is due. Nocturne coming in. RYZE flashes. Again, the fear for Nocturne obviously outranges Flash somewhat. You do have to run away even more. Ignite's coming down. Jhin ulti. Can he land the final one? Yes, he does. Maybe Lulu should have tried to get to it, but that will be that. 1 kill for the enemy team. Again, 3 people mid lane at 10 minutes, which none of them were the mid laner. That was the bot lane and the jungler. But overall, the game so far, nothing crazy. Again, the RYZE is doing well. 4-1-2. He's not an early game champ. He's more mid to late game champion, obviously, is RYZE. He's out farming a Zilean, as I was expecting. Zilean's having a rough game. And yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Would expect crazy damage. Like, again, I saw on Reddit not long ago, and this is maybe where I go wrong because, you know, looking at Reddit, but people like RYZE is in such a bad place right now. Logically, I don't even know if that's true. Again, going back to what I said, logically, of early game champs are pointless in some ways because late game is earlier. RYZE is one of the late game hyperscaling champs of the league. He always has been. He scales with mana, which gives him pure damage. You get more mana later into the game. So maybe he's actually not that bad. I don't know. Like, obviously, worth knowing, mana mage items suck. And unfortunately, we did get an update from Riot. You know, I'm a mage player. That's what I enjoy when I'm mid lane. I'm a mage player fundamentally. I don't like the AP melees. Assassins, AD assassins like Zed and stuff, I don't mind as much because I do think they actually require quite a lot of skill to pull off a lot of the time. Ooh, bad by RYZE. He's going to try and ult away. And he gets the nice ult away. Is he going to survive, though? No, because Nocturne's movement speed is crazy with that Stride Breaker slow. And that, unfortunately, is a dead RYZE. Obviously, that was his own fault for being too close to get hooked. He didn't need to be that close. Enemy team TPing. They're fighting the Zilean again. He is really struggling this game with positioning, it seems. Good stun, though. And that will probably be, unfortunately, that fight into red team's favor. So this game is slightly starting to turn into red team's, like, momentum. They have the Nocturne, who is borderline overpowered now with the new Stride Breaker. But as I was saying about mage items, mages have been in a terrible place for most of this season. Again, that's why the rise of AP melee champions has come, because they have benefited from the items where mages just haven't. There was literally nothing official. It was a tweet, I guess an official tweet. Someone tweeted to one of the balance guys and was like, are you guys doing anything about mages? And there was a reply going, we're going to be looking to do that in pre-season for next season. So, unfortunately, if you're like me, that you really enjoy mages, they're just probably not going to be amazing to play for the rest of the season. Like, again, you can still play them. You can still climb. But right now, is there any logical reason to play Victor over Sylas? No. There just isn't. Like, that is the more big thing. It's not like it's an evil playing field that, oh, you can play any mage you want. It's fine. Meanwhile, they find the Jhin. I don't even know how they got vision of him, but they did. Can RYZE follow? He has Phase Rush. It's calmed down, though. I don't think he's going to get to him. He does flash away. Unfortunate. I don't know if that Ezreal ult might have missed. If the Ezreal damage also came through, then maybe he was dead. But that will be that. Everfrost, by the way, complete for RYZE. So obviously, Everfrost itself did get buffed. Like all the mana items on this patch. But it wasn't exactly the buff that I think a lot of people are asking for. It was a gold buff. So they are cheaper. 200 gold, I think all of them became cheaper. Which, you know, that's not bad, but at the end of the day, what, that's less than a minion wave in terms of cost. Or like around a minion wave totally in gold. That's not going to make a crazy impact. That's not going to stop... That's not going to bring a mage onto the level of a Echo or Sylas or whatever that, you know, they have early strength with just base damage and they can roam. And they can get these items well. Like, again, Sylas gets the item also, so he got a buff too. One thing I will say about this RYZE, really cool to see him actively using the ultimate aggressively. And you'll notice the big thing with RYZE that a lot of people didn't like with his rework was the fact that it's a team ulti. Oh, he is going to tank the tower. He's going to go down there. They're a little bit aggressive, you could say, is blue team at this stage of the game. You know, literally being behind the tower and still being aggressive. TP coming out, which is a bit weird. Again, it is the Zilean who's having a rough game. And when you're having a rough game, that can somewhat affect decision-making. I don't think that teleport was a good idea. His teammates are already there protecting the tower. So that was a bit weird. So, by the way, Ezreal, worth knowing, obviously this commentary is about Ezreal, but Divine Sundra Ezreal, OP. It just did get nerfed. Only by 3% damage, but you can see this Ezreal... Every single Ezreal before was buying Divine. Every single one of them. This one's now bought a Trinity Force. So maybe with the nerf to that, it's kind of shifting up that you don't have to go Divine every game on Ezreal. So that's good. Because again, you know, I know this commentary is about RYZE, but, you know, little topics here and there. I do believe RYZE failed with the new items just by their own mission of item diversity, build diversity. Name a champion you play, and I would say 9 out of 10 champions build the same mythic every single game. Like, they just do. You know, it's just the way of it. And I honestly, like, I don't think that's a bad thing, by the way. I just think that's the way that video games are. A character has inherently favored things, and an item usually is going to be something that favors it, so they're going to build it all the time. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think what's bad is Riot try to champion a campaign that, to me, was a pointless campaign. Like, every single time that Riot or any game company, even Blizzard with talents in WoW, we're giving the player the option. It never works. Because the players always work out what is the thing to do, and then they just do that every single time. It happens in everything. Talents, runes, everything. Items. Alright, so Threshook lands again. A little bit of an unfortunate situation of the blue members getting a bit caught by themselves, but they have done a decent damage. Can RYZE finish them off with the AoE damage? Yes, he can. Double kill. Honestly, this ain't looking too bad. He's going to ult some minions. Oh, this guy is so smart. The ult use is what makes this RYZE for me. Again, mechanically, he has to know the combo. There was a Jhin trap there. That's weird. But he has to know mechanically the combo. Obviously, any player that plays RYZE is going to learn the combo very quick. What is making this, like, for me, is his ults. His ults are so good. So again, that ult that he just did, he literally ulted on purpose to go into their base, which, like, oh god, he's going into their base with a minion wave. So as soon as he ulted in, he wasn't tanking tower, the minions were tanking tower straight away, and then when he did damage, he killed the opponent, he walks out with only taking 1, maybe 2 tower hits. That's just really smart. So that is what's making this game really cool for me. So yes, can RYZE work in Season 11? Is RYZE the weakest champion, like a lot of people have been saying? I mean, let me look up the champion statistics. Let's have a little look at that. I'll go on the website that Riot themselves has said is the most accurate, because there was a bit weirdness going on that, like, Riot said, oh, players complain about data when they don't have the accurate data, and it's like, well, give us the accurate data. And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. And so someone said, what's the most accurate website? And I think Riot said U.GG is the most accurate. Meanwhile, Thresh again with the hook, with the Kled in the area. Gore Drinker Kled, by the way. Look at the damage from RYZE! Oh my god, he gets him. Is he gonna... He's gonna die. But honestly, not that bad, but big shutdown for the Kled. I think this Thresh doesn't like this RYZE. Xin versus Kled? W? Lands it into the E with the knock-up. Does get him off his little mount, but obviously that increases his attack speed. Nocturne goes for the Xin as well. Good ulti. I think there may have even been a Zillion bomb on top of that Nocturne. Yeah, there was. So that's kind of a cool synergy. Throw Nocturne ult with a bomb on him. But yeah, just to say, so RYZE's stats right now of why people will think that he's weak, and I've always said don't use overall win rate as an indicator. I've always said that. Meanwhile, a Rift Herald play going top lane. Remember, they just used Nocturne ulti, so they don't have that engage tool right now. But RYZE's overall win rate in Platinum and above, and that usually is where people define as kind of the balance part of the game. Meanwhile, TP for Kled again. Sorry, I'll say the stats very quickly. RYZE TPs into a stun, kind of counters the engage for the enemy team. Just that TP was there to stop the engage. Oh, the double thingy! Double Everfrost. Really nice. Again, this RYZE is just good. But yeah, RYZE right now has a 47.5% win rate in mid, platinum and above. He ranks 49 out of 54 mid laners in the fact that, you know, in popularity. So there are 5 champions that are picked below Nocturne, below RYZE, sorry. His pick rate is 3.4%, his ban rate is 0.3%. So, yeah, has a 47.5% win rate. But just remember, because, like, people really blow out win rates way too big. A win rate on a champion is an overall. If you're just good with a champion, like this Zillion, like, you do make a bigger impact as an individual than overall, if you're just good with it. And out of 100 games, that win rate means, on average, if you actually rounded, this RYZE on average is a 47.58 win rate. This means he wins 48 out of 100 games. So he wins 48, loses 52. That's not that bad. You know? It just isn't. And especially that RYZE, he's a combo champion that you do need to know positioning. He has a team-based ulti. And that's one thing to note. This guy isn't using his ulti for team. He's using his ulti for him. And that honestly has been a big thing for me. Because I think so many RYZes try to use their ulti for team play when that just isn't maybe what they should be looking to do. Use it selfishly for an individual play. So blue team are going to get cleaned up. I think they were probably overextending a little bit too much for what they should have done. And it's probably going to be an ace. The question is, can red team go do Baron? Let's see if they can. But I'm actually now interested to see what is the lowest pick rate mid laner. Alright, so the highest pick rate mid laners, in order, Sylas is number 1, surprise. Then Zed, then Akali, then Katarina, then Yasuo, then Yone. So the top 6 is literally all the champions that I've been saying. You know, it's like, and I'll say, I've not looked up that officially. You just know that. But if we go to the bottom of the list, all right. So the lowest played mid laner in the game, Heimer. Heimer is the lowest. Oh, they stopped the Baron, by the way. Interesting. So Heimer is the lowest played mid laner. Then Seraphine, then Gwen, then Tristana, then Tryndamere, then Renekton. Wait, what the hell's Zillion? Apparently this is wrong. Where is he? Okay, in this list, he is not ranked in that way. Oh my god, wait, he might not even be on the list officially. Meanwhile, they're getting a pick, by the way. They get the RYZE kill. Again, the thing with the RYZE, his AoE extends so far that he can get killed from ages away. 15-5-4, this RYZE. Hang on. Oh, wait, I was talking about RYZE. I wasn't talking about Zillion, was I? Oh, there he is. 21st. Yeah. Okay, so he's actually, I don't know what the hell this website was saying. He's actually 21st out of 54 in terms of pick rate. But it's doing performance. In terms of performance with win rate, etc., everything combined, he's 49th out of 54. So, okay, there you go. Again, a bit of a confusing end. But the game has ended 15-5-4, 170 farm. Absolutely obliterated mid lane. Like, again, the Zillion, to me, that's what a typical Zillion mid game would be like. But this guy, again, props to him. This dude is in high challenger, so obviously just a bad game for him. But what I liked for this RYZE, just a summary, he was aggressive in lane. You know, maybe that's because it's a Zillion in mid. You know you can be aggressive. But you're not, you know, RYZE, you don't think aggressive mid laner, right? You think, gonna wait, gonna farm, kind of like a Vlad or something like that. I also loved, the big thing with me, his ults. His ults to me is what made this guy ulting at correct times, ulting with minions to kind of tank the tower for him. Really smart ultimate play, and that's what maybe separates a good and a great RYZE. So the question is, can you still make RYZE work, even though he is technically one of the worst mid laners in the game? If you know, some people will rate overall win rate. On overall win rate, Lucian is the lowest win rate mid laner, then Aurelia, then Karma, then Akali, then Renekton, then RYZE. Oh, okay, so that's what it is. 49 out of 54 is win rate. So he, in terms of pick rate, ban rate, all that stuff, he is one of the least performing mid laners in the game. Can you still make it work? Yes. Like, that's the thing. So that's why try not to be scared too much by the overall data that always tries to make, you know, a RYZE one trick here or there, or a RYZE main is going to go, oh, I need a buff. He's negative win rate. Well, again, you can go 15-5 in Challenger. You know, if he was so weak that you literally can't play him, this game couldn't have happened. It can. So, you can still play it. Obviously, the enemy team, they only really had a Fed Nocturne. You know, maybe not surprising because the rise of Nocturne with the new Stridebreaker, but expect that to get nerfed. But yeah, RYZE did really well. Ezreal did also not too bad. The Jhin didn't have a bad game either. The Kled did fine. The Jace did struggle a bit. The Xin even struggled a bit too. But the RYZE just carried it through. So if you guys enjoyed this, again, apologies if it wasn't my best work. Obviously, I'm still kind of recovering at the moment. Hopefully you don't mind that. Throw a like on it. Throw a comment. Throw a subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.